Hi everybody, I hope you're doing well. For this pick a card reading video, we will be focusing on basically anything. It will be a past, present, future reading. So I don't know what the cards are yet. I only know what one of these cards is, what this middle one is, because it flipped this way when I saw it. I don't even know what these other cards are here, but these are the signifier cards. So each card will be indicative of your whole situation that you got going on, the main theme or themes that will be presented and discussed in regards to your past, present, and your future. And let's see, yeah, so these cards are just signifier cards. I haven't actually pulled the cards for the piles yet, but we have pile 1A, 2B, and 3C. You can pause if you'd like and if you need some more time to figure out which stack you're most drawn to. And if you don't feel drawn to any of the stacks, that's completely fine. This just might not be the pick a card reading video for you, but I have plenty of other timeless pick a card reading videos located all throughout my YouTube channel, as well as collective reading videos. And if you feel drawn to more than one of these cards, then you can also listen to more than one. This is from, let's see, let me get the deck out. So it's from the Dark Crystal Tarot deck and guidebook. That is what we are using today. I actually got this for my mother for Christmas. Have I done a video with this yet? I don't remember. So that, if I have, then sorry. And then also we'll be using the Angel Answers deck later on. Okay, without further ado, let's get into it. Hello and welcome to your part of the pick a card reading video. We have here the Six of Swords. And if you know anything about the Six of Swords, it's actually one of those cards that whenever I pull it, it kind of makes me anxious because it's literally, I mean, you could relate this to any tarot cards, but this card ultimately is about change. It's about transitions from one phase into another. This card reminds me a lot of the Death card, where it feels very transformative. At least for you all here now, when I'm picking up on this energy, it feels very transformative and it feels like very important. It feels like you're going to be leaving behind one part of yourself and you'll be stepping into this new version of yourself. That also applies if it's like, for example, if we are severing relationships or friendships, if we're changing careers, like anything, even if it's like a physical, tangible thing or person that's involved here, if we have to leave them behind, that still alters who you are as a person, because your identity now isn't in any way, even in the smallest bit, maybe linked to that person or thing. That's just a little bit of what I'm getting right off the bat, but I'm really interested to see. It feels like for this, it feels like this is also going to be something that is like a years-long process, or this will be something that will happen in phases throughout the year. It's almost like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's like 2-month periods. Every 2 months, maybe you'll get closer to being able to, whether it's severing ties or whatever it is that makes this transition, it'll be like that almost. Even if it's not the full year, it feels like it'll be in phases like that, such as 1 to 2 months. And I feel like for some of you, I feel like this could involve romance. But let's just see here. Here's what the back of the cards look like. Please, Spirit, help me to figure out what is the past as it relates to this card. I was going to say, it might be a very tough time. You might be more sad and down on yourself as it relates to whatever is involved here. But yeah, it doesn't always have to be a bad thing. Okay, I think this one wants to come out for past. What is coming out for the past? We have, of course, we have the Tower in reverse. And it's so funny when I pulled the Tower alongside, whether it's the Devil. Well, I didn't even mean to say that. I meant to say the Tower alongside, well, I guess the Six of Swords as well. What was I thinking of, though? Not the Devil. Why does that keep popping up? What am I trying to think of? What card? Oh, the Death card. There we go. I wonder if y'all... I wouldn't be surprised if you have heavy Capricorn placements just because of the energy that's being presented here. And I keep seeing the devil, which the devil in tarot translates to Capricorn in astrology. Interesting. But the Tower in reverse, okay, wait. I was gonna talk about that, but I feel like they want me to pull the present card. But I will say the Tower is all about things in reverse. I know, Spirit, just wait. I do just want to get this out here, where it's funny that this is paired next to this, because the Tower is all about change happening. What's in reversed, it's about change happening whether we like it or not, like outside of our control. Very abrupt changes. And this is also, when it's in reverse, is about it being delayed. So there's something you've been putting off for a while now that Spirit has been wanting you to do. And so, well, sorry, this is the past card, but I feel like it probably will, it bleeds into the present though, I feel like. So that's why I'm talking in that way where it's present. But in the past, it's like, well, the present will, yeah, bleed in with it because it's if you're finally doing something. But this is ultimately saying that in the past, you have pushed this aside. You've not wanted to face it head on. And so now it's like Spirit saying now's the time to finally confront it, even if it has to be in small phases. Small stepping stones. Okay. This card was on the top and I feel like it wants to come out. Okay. Let me situate this better here. This will be over the other card. Sorry. But yeah, just know 6 of Swords. And then we have, is this 9? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have 9 of Pentacles in reverse. So I feel like the reason a lot of you haven't wanted to make this change, this necessary change, it feels necessary more so emotionally than like physically, where it's not like, it's not something where if you don't do it, you'll be evicted from your home or anything like that. I'm just thinking of things like that, where it doesn't feel like it's necessarily dire, but I see your mentality and also your mental health shifting and changing for the better once you're finally able to do this thing. But with the 9 of Pentacles in reverse being here, I feel like a lot of you have felt you did not / do not have the resources to be able to make this change. So let's actually go back to that situation with moving. If you don't have the money to be able to move, like you need a deposit for a new place, you need to maybe pay additional months at your former / current place. If you get charged additional fees, because as most apartments do, it's like they find this scratch here, so you don't get your deposit back, you know. It's a lot of money is in that example to save and be able to eventually move out. So Spirit is saying you feel like you don't have the necessary resources. It's interesting though, because I feel like there's a stubbornness with the Tower being reversed, where Spirit is saying even if things would have been tight or difficult, you would have been able to make necessary changes previously. And even now, it's like the energy is, it will take even longer than it would have before if you would have just done it. So in this example, let's say it's about saving up money for moving. Maybe, you know, I believe we all should be able to have access to goodies, to be able to have fun with our money. We shouldn't only just save it and spend it only where it's necessary. I think you should be able to save money, but also have fun with your money. Do fun with it. Like going to the club, I don't know, going to a concert, doing anything with your money, going out to eat every once in a while. But in this example, Spirit's like, well, anything, especially involving finances, it's like you would have been able to save up more money by canceling your Netflix subscription, going out less to eat, traveling less. Spirit is like maybe delaying other large purchases. So Spirit is saying decisions could have been made previously, but you didn't want to make them. And it's not like I even get a sense that it's for bad reasons. It's just, you know, the way it comes across, the Spirit is saying you made your choice. So now because of that, things are being delayed. And now you have even less access to resources than maybe you did before. So let's hope that the future card a little bit, so in this way it's like saving up in increments money, more money than you usually do, and also like cutting back on spending, canceling subscriptions, things like that. I feel like there's a card over here. This one wants to be coming out for the future. What do we have here? I think I haven't used this deck very much, but I'm pretty sure that's the Wands. Let me see. Oh, I flipped literally only a couple pages away from it. Wait, right? Yeah. Oh wait, I should look at what the vials represent. Let me look here. Yeah, here's how it looks. Let's see. Oh, vials are cups. Okay. I was getting Four of Wands in reverse energy from this as well, though. Four of Wands. Okay, I was going to start talking about that, but I'm getting told I shouldn't. So, Four of Cups in reverse. Yeah, the way this comes across is that for the future, for your future, you will still have to be patient and things will be delayed. It's like you'll be able to make progress toward things, whatever this thing is. You'll be able to make progress, but it's about doing it in small increments, not rushing to do it all at once because you don't have the ability to do it all at once. So it's just doing things one step at a time. And really strongly right now, I have to interrupt myself with what I was going to say because I'm still getting like romance vibes. It's really weird. So for some of you, if you are in a romantic relationship, but you feel it is like dragging along, you're drawing it out. And we have the heart here in the center, it's in reverse. Spirit is saying if that's the case, it's time to maybe, how do you slowly break up with somebody? I don't even know. How do you even do that? But I just feel like in phases, slowly, that doesn't mean don't communicate with your partner or the person who you are romantically involved with, but it's like slowly build up your confidence. This could also mean like if you need to end up finding a new place, then like do your research first, or if you need to stay with somebody for a little bit, doing that. Now this does not apply to you if you are in a very toxic and or abusive relationship, then you just need to get out as soon as you can. But what's being shown here is that Spirit is saying no more delays, even if it's doing small things like one step at a time. So how am I seeing that happen? Yeah, it's just like I was saying, like doing your research, figuring out plans beforehand so you don't have to figure it out and be left stranded after the fact. So for some of you, romance, I said that weird, romance. Romance would be, your romantic life will be impacted like over the course of this year. This could also indicate romantic relationships slowly fizzling out over time. So maybe it's not anything you have to do. It's just being cognizant of the signs of things fizzling out. Where it's like as you stay together longer, do you see yourself with this person? And for a lot of you, I think long term wouldn't be a good idea to be with this person. So don't delay the inevitable in that sense. Either way, whether it's romance or not, there's something you need to get the ball rolling on. Just don't rush it. Take your time where it's needed. Do background research where it's needed. Okay, I want for you to think of a question now. I want for you to think of any question that pops into your head intuitively, or I guess pops into your third eye, into your gut intuitively. So think of that question now. You can pause if you need to. It's really weird. I actually feel like this top card should be the card that I put down. So if you have not thought of your question yet, now's the time to pause. I'll give you 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Recovery. Okay. That makes sense. Yeah, because it feels like part of this recovery is doing things. It's like, what's the term? Active recovery? It's like you'll be recovering as you go through this process. You'll be recovering every small step of the way so that it's not such a big shock to your system. Also, I feel like, I'm getting a little emotional over here. I feel like you'll realize there's certain, like, maybe 1 or 2 people in your life that you realize just how important they are to you, and they will, I see it, and you see it, this is like supposed to be like Jesus or somebody behind this person chilling there with angels. I feel like there will be 1 or 2 people in your life who will really show up for you during this time and will really help guide you and be there for you just as you're going through whatever this process and transition is. And I think during this time you'll also really, part of your recovery will be to lean on them. So don't feel embarrassed. Don't feel like you are being a burden. I really feel like I feel a little emotional over here because I feel like this person or these people that are like really close to you will really just want to be there for you and to make you feel safe. There's a lot tied into this reading for you that is related to safety. And so ultimately at the end of the day, Spirit is saying you are safe. You will continue to be safe. Making the necessary changes will be important to you and will help in whatever recovery you need. Actively and also after the fact, like after everything's said and done, even though it feels like things will still linger, maybe even for years to come, who knows, for some of you. But that's mainly, I was gonna go on, but then sometimes this, not usually, but this will happen where Spirit will like make my mind go blank, because for me in this instance, I feel like they want for me to leave it on that. You are safe. Any changes that need to be made or that you feel are necessary to make, you will be safe in doing so. So give yourself grace, be patient with yourself and with your surroundings, and everything will be okay. Okay, I hope that this was insightful for you, 1A, and that it resonates. You can like the video, you can subscribe, you can check out my ASMR channel, Brittney's ASMR. I have a secondary ASMR channel too. I don't even know if that's linked down below, but my main ASMR channel, Brittney's ASMR, if you want to check that out. If you're into ASMR, if you want to give it a shot. And I have other timeless pick a card reading videos and collective readings all throughout my YouTube channel. I even have some Reiki healing stuff. And I think that is it. Okay, thank you so much, 1A. Bye-bye. Hello, Tibby, and welcome to your part of the pick a card reading video. I love this card so much. Like, look at that. You have the High Priestess, so that is a very lovely card. I don't pull the High Priestess very often. It's really weird. Even though this is a High Priestess, it's connected to intuition. As I'm already starting, usually when I start the video, I start talking, I'm able to get like intuitive insights. I am actually getting nothing, so that's actually really funny. So that could honestly indicate that a lot of you either don't have a strong intuition, like you're not able to tap into it, or number two, what was I just gonna say? or you don't trust your intuition. Meaning that you could even have a strong intuition, but you just don't trust it. It's like when you see signs, like maybe you see red robins all the time, and that's, you know, that was your grandma, your great grandma's favorite bird. But then whenever you see them like on your window, you're just like, whatever, it's just, they're pretty, I guess. So I feel like it's not even about you missing signs, it's about maybe a lack of acknowledgement of signs because you think that they're not meant for you, or that they're just not true, that they're not relevant or prevalent. That's the main thing I'm getting here. So let's see what we get for the past. I'd be interested to see. This is what the back of the deck looks like. Okay. What is the past card for everybody here? Does that card want to come out? Maybe later. I didn't have to shuffle very much for 1A, so let's see if we don't have to shuffle very much for y'all. What is the card representing the past for this group? Card representing the past. Ooh, you know what I'm hearing? Some of you don't even want to hear what has to be said. You don't want to hear it, but yeah, you're here anyway. So it's like it's like you want certain message to come through, not the one that's going to come through. So those are very much this stubborn energy. Is this card for the past? I'm trying to figure out. I think it is Judgment. Yeah. So with the Judgment being here in the past, I think Spirit is saying you haven't used your judgment wisely. It's almost too, you know what I'm thinking? It's like you get in a heated argument or disagreement with somebody. And the way this comes across is you didn't have all the facts, but yet you spoke like you did. Also, I don't mean this in a negative way, okay? A lot of you could have big egos, or lately maybe you've been acting out from like your inner child or ego. I just feel like there's a lot of anger that I've been feeling, or that I'm feeling right now, tied in with this card. This is for the past, I should say, but so I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of you have anger issues, but this is, the way this comes across is you haven't been able to see the big picture. It's like you hyper focus on small, minute things and ways to easily, maybe you in the past easily got angry at people, and that probably comes from a place of maybe, I mean, very obviously childhood issues, but also just any relationship type issues or feeling like you're not enough. So then it's when somebody says something and it's not in alignment directly with you, then I could see you just being like, well, you're wrong and it's because of this. And then if the other person's like, well, actually, here's the actual information and it's factual or it's important to the discussion, then you just be like, you know, I don't want to explain. It's like you kind of get blank-minded. It's like, well, I don't care if that's the truth and yada yada, you know, that's the way it comes across. That doesn't mean that's actually how you are. But I just think you're not very, also in the past, this comes across as being not trustful of other people. So not only being not trusting of yourself, but also other people. I think a lot of you think you trust your own judgment better than other people's. But I think that's a projection because it feels like you just don't trust really anything. So I feel kind of sad. It feels like there's a lot of anger and sadness tied in here in the past, but I see the humanity in you. I really do, because I really feel like it comes from a place of hurt. So I'd be interested to see what Spirit says for your present. Let's see if you've been working on this, or maybe you don't even, you know, I had anger issues from a young age. I didn't really even realize I had anger issues until I was older. And I still kind of have some underlying ones. So like, I say this not in a way to make you feel bad. Like a lot of people deal with suppressed anger because it was a way to survive childhood or to survive whatever circumstances you had to live in. So I see that people in the past have broken your trust. Whoa, I got dizzy with this one. Is this the present? I feel like it's not. I'm gonna look at it off camera. Okay. Maybe that'll show up again later. I'll let you know. Or it'll show up again right now. And then when we come from a place of pure anger, it is, of course, hard to trust our intuition because we were taught or shown that we can't trust our intuition. We have to, like, trust other people even if we don't. We just have to say we do, and we have to act in accordance and think in accordance with other people. I wouldn't be surprised if one person listened to this at some point was in a cult, honestly. Because in cults or in highly religious environments, you're taught to not, you can't trust your intuition, you just have to trust the word of God and all that. It's really hard for a card to come out. Is this the one? It's almost like I'm hearing there's no, like, your situation is so complex. There's no card that will perfectly be able to encapsulate. I actually feel like this is this a future card? Okay. I'm gonna go like this. I usually don't do this. I'm gonna go like that because it was hard for me with the shuffling and I felt like I needed to do that instead. Oh, now I really wish I would have shown this. This is a card. This is literally the card that I pulled. But it was in reverse, so maybe I just need to do my shuffling and flipping around before this could be pulled. That is so funny. Dang, I wish I would have shown it. But yeah, it was in reverse before. No, it is in the upright. 8, so yeah, 8 of vials is the 8 of cups. The 8 of cups. Yeah, the 8 of cups is all about walking away. I actually was getting the imagery of this card and stack 1A as well. I don't think, I don't get the vibe that a lot of you feel drawn to 1A as well, but if you do, of course, go listen to it. The vibes are different, I feel like, but, this is all about walking away. And the way this is being presented to me is, it's like you're walking away from your past. I feel like it's hard because, you know, when things hurt us, it's hard to let go of those things. That's why we have a lot of subconscious conditioning, right? But the way this comes across is there's just a need to face something head on. I'm getting imagery. I'm trying to relay this properly. If you are no longer in your circumstances as you were previously, but you still subconsciously act in a way that you are in that environment, it's not even that. I mean, it could be. It's either that or you subconsciously act in... It's like, this is just the after effects of your past. And with the past, you still hold that judgment, and you still hold that, like, there's hatred and anger that's showing up here. And I'm not saying it's unreasonable to have that, even a little bit at any point in time. Like, I'm somebody who, I mean, I have a rage tattoo for Rage Against the Machine. I like to consider myself somebody who has healthy rage because I try to use it for good, right? And I'm actually glad I brought that up because it feels like you're not using your anger or your rage for good. It just seems like it consumes you. And also with this mirroring here and like the high priestess, it's almost like Spirit's been trying to guide you for a while now. But you're just like, no, like I can't. I'm trying to find the words to explain. I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of y'all deal with dissociation to some capacity as a way to cope. And like blocking yourself. Because that's the thing too. I feel like you block yourself from really facing the truth and the reality of the past. Because maybe, for example, you know that your childhood was bad, or you know your past relationship was bad. But maybe you don't know the extent that it's actually had on you because you're just trying to be like, well, I'm going to close the chapter. I'm going to leave in the past. But since this is showing up, it's like, this, whatever's showing up here, could be multiple things, could be one main thing, but this is showing that you haven't actually let it go. You're still holding on to it, so you need to do more work on actually confronting it, even if you're like, oh, that happened 15 years ago, or I left that behind 15 years ago. Okay, this is showing that it's still, like, occupying your body. It's making you tense, it's making you unhappy, unwell in some capacity. It's creating blockages, whether you believe in blockages in your chakra, or it's just blocking you mentally and intuitively. So Spirit is saying that that's something you got to work on right now. On actually fully letting it go, because you haven't. And then for the future card, there we have it. Yes. I love it. Death card is Scorpio. In astrology, is Judgment? I don't know. Remember if Judgment is Judgment Libra. Oh, and Libra is right before Scorpio, so it's almost like, yeah, that next phase. I don't remember if Judgment is Libra. I get confused sometimes. Anyway, death. This is about not only death but rebirth. But don't focus on the rebirth so much. Focus on the need to really face your past. You see how this person is looking over here? Look at this scary monster. And even it looks like they're not even just looking down. It's almost like they're kind of looking here. Anyway, this is about you confronting your past, no longer letting it not ruin your life, but no longer letting it dictate your life or run your life. No longer, like, this is about feeling more free. You won't in the future with the death card though. Death doesn't feel, I mean, it can feel freeing. I think for some of you, you'll still feel freed from your past in a way, but it's going to be ugly. Like, it's going to be something that's difficult to face. Obviously, there's a reason why you haven't faced it before until you really have to give it a good conscious effort. And you're going to want to have moments of stopping or pausing. If you need to pause at any points you can, then just like continue on when you need to. Don't just pause and then be like, well, I'm going to wait until 3 years later. Like, unless that applies to you, but this comes across as needing to not only face your past, but face yourself. Maybe part of this judgment and like hatred is directed inward because maybe you've done things that you're not proud of. And I have to be really delicate here because I think a lot of you do feel if there's certain things in the past you've done that you're unhappy that you did or you're like shameful of. Spirit is saying they understand, but also if you were like truly a bad person, you wouldn't hold shame. If you were truly like the worst person ever, you wouldn't hold shame about these things you've done in the past or mistakes you've made. Because you hold some like hesitancy and negativity toward that, it's understandable. But also, when I was talking about like inner child and ego, that's part of it that we need to confront, because those components of ourselves keep us safe, but we also need to, I'm hearing like rewire and retrain our brain so that we can learn to trust ourselves more, trust our instincts more, trust our decision making more. Once we have a more open third eye, a more open intuition, and we're able to trust that more, we're able to hopefully lead more fulfilling lives. What was I just hearing with this? Because I was trying to finish my sentiment, but I was hearing something with this. Oh, this card reminds me of alchemy. So alchemize your life is the way it comes across. Or maybe there's some things, like don't look at it as your life is turned upside down. Maybe look at it as your life is turned upside down and then upright again. Or maybe, you know what? No. Here's what I'm trying to say. Maybe your life is already upside down. So think of it as it's upside down, and so you're just like turning it up again. So it's instead of being upside down, you're upright. Does that make sense? Anyway, I'm gonna pull from here. Think of any question that comes to mind right now. Any question. It could be a yes or no. It could be time frame. It could be literally about whatever. I feel like I might pull two. No, I'm gonna pull one. Okay. And you can pause if you need time to think more about the question. Instead of shuffling, what I'm going to do... Well, actually, I pulled from the top card. But I don't feel drawn to that. I feel like... Maybe I do need to. Okay. These could be related. Or they could be... I feel like they're more so separate answers for questions. So you can think of another one as well if you need to. Really focus on these cards before I flip them over. Give you some more time, but I'm gonna actually flip them over so you can pause them or pause the video if you need to. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have the situation will improve in perfect timing. Yeah, so maybe I will say as well, it feels like besides just your questions that you had, it feels like now's the time. If you're wondering, well, why couldn't I have done this healing work in the past? It's like maybe you just weren't ready. And also, yeah, I feel like you'll realize how much your life situation will improve, and also subsets, different themes, areas of your life will improve once you really truly work on yourself. But I hope that this was helpful for you to be. You can like the video, you can subscribe. You can comment down below if you resonate with this stack. You can update your comment at some point in the future if you'd like. You can check out my other timeless pick-a-card readings and collective readings on this channel. You can check out my ASMR channel. My main ASMR channel is Brittney's ASMR. That is linked down below. But I will leave it at that. Thank you. Bye-bye. Hello, 3C, and welcome to your part of the pick-a-card reading video. So you have the star here. I love this card. I love this card in general, but the artwork is so cool. I get really funky, like light vibes. The first two stacks were more heavy, so this feels more light. Who knows if it will be, but it feels lighter. So let's see. What am I able to tap into here for any messages off the bat? I see you being very happy, and yeah, I see you being more flowy. So maybe this will be a time of going more with the flow. Or this is, you know what this actually I'm getting? The go with the flow is related to opportunities being presented to you. It's like effortlessly things will be presented, like a job offer or a relationship, a business partnership, or a very important friendship. It just feels like something's going to happen. Well, it's not just one thing though. It's like multiple things I'm getting within the period of especially the next 3 to 6 months, things will just fall into your lap is the way this comes across. And I think you having a good mindset, I think you've put in the work. So you're like in a better place now maybe than you were before. If not, then Spirit is saying get to that place, because you being in that good mindset, you're just going to be very naturally lucky. And I feel like astrologically, things could be happening that lend to that as well for you right now to make it a more favorable and lucky time. And the star is also related to Aquarius, if that resonates with you in any way. Okay, let's go here for the past. What is the past card? Past card for this group. I try to shuffle like at least a little bit in frame, but to show that I'm shuffling the cards, I'm not just like pulling random cards, but it's hard at this angle. Is that the past? Whoa, it feels like it's almost not vibrating, but it's shining for me. Make sure this is in frame correctly. Okay, we have the seven of Pentacles. Yeah, Seven of Pentacles in the past. Oh, sorry if you hear my neighbors, they're talking to one another. Okay, but they also sounded very happy. I think that kind of lends to it too. Anyway, Seven of Pentacles is all about like working hard for the future. But the phrase that's coming through for me here right now for you all is, oh, now I just lost it. Sorry, I have like these candles over here, these candle lights, so that it can help me to stay like in frame. Anyway, you know what? It's okay. What am I trying to say? Seven of Pentacles. What I was getting for you specifically was, oh, you know what I'm hearing now? She works hard for the money, for her money. I just feel like you've put in a lot of work and a lot of effort. This is about career-wise in the past. You've done a lot for yourself to get to where you are now and eventually the future. It just feels like you know exactly where you're meant to be going. And so the past reflects that. The past reflects that you have... And actually, I'm just going to make sure of something. Make sure I haven't been doing these the wrong way. Okay. I was making sure I'm getting distracted, very much so. I think a lot of y'all during this time, maybe right now, you're being very distracted by things because it just feels like there's so much energetically happening in your life. But anyway, you've put in a lot of work, and because of that, okay, I feel like I just need to pull. I'm just gonna go like this. This one. Wow, the cards are really glowing for y'all. It's very like active energy. Sorry if I'm kind of all over the place, but that's the way this reads. There's just a lot of things going on energetically. Okay. Interesting. We have the Ten of Swords here. The Ten of Swords is all about loss. It can also be about betrayal, but I still don't get bad vibes from it. I just think maybe, okay, you know how this comes across? This makes sense. Because you've been working so hard in the past, Spirit's saying now's the time to give yourself a breather. And I think maybe a lot of you will realize when you're in this Ten of Swords energy, because it will feel like something will happen that will prevent you from doing much. And I think this period of taking a break will also allow you to be more creative and also more cheerful like later on. The way this comes, like, you know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of if there's like a death in the family or a friendship, relationship, and it just feels like something will happen where it will like physically prevent you from doing anything. Even if you try, then it's like there's a roadblock, creative roadblock or anything else where it's like, no, you cannot go back to work. You cannot pick up on this project again. You cannot, like, don't go to the club today. Like, I don't know. I'm just thinking of anything where it's like you can't because you're not going to be in the mental space, but it's like physically there's going to be something that's preventing you from continuing at the pace you were at before. So what this tells me is like, you'll already be so naturally lucky, and you've already put in such hard work. Taking this time to rest, taking this time to give yourself a break, even if it's a forced break, right? This will be very important. So I'm hearing, use your time wisely, and don't force yourself to work or do anything extra during this time. I'm specifically getting like a 2-week period. Could be 2 to 3, could be longer than that, but especially like a 2-week period where even once you're not like physically unable to do something anymore, there's still a sense that you should still give yourself more time to reflect and relax and just not push yourself so hard. The things you want to have happen, if they're meant to happen, they will happen. I get the sense that even if things don't happen completely the way you'd expect or that you'd like, there's a lot of good things coming for you. Also, this card indicates good health as well. So for some of you, if you've been in ill health, mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, this could be a sign that times will get better. So taking this rest period will be beneficial. I think for a lot of you during whenever, well, I guess this is the present. So it could be now. I feel like for some of you, maybe it's just shortly in the future, but what was I going to say? Yeah, I keep forgetting what I'm going to say. A lot of you for sure need a mental reset. And I think a lot of you, I was going to say you need more sleep. The star is actually making me think of lucid dreams as well, or else like getting visions, getting messages through your dreams. So pay really close attention to your dreams right now. I feel like they'll be really helpful in getting you to understand the next steps to take. Because this is good energy that you were already in over here. But then once you move into this future energy, I feel like it would be a big shift where things will be the same but yet different. And I feel like with that, I want to go into 3C. I want to pull the card for the future. So don't be disheartened by this 10 of Swords in reverse here. I just feel like it's, the way it comes across is that it's a necessary break. Those ones want to come out. Is it this one? Here, let me look at these. Is it either of these? I feel like it's this for the future. I feel like I might need to pull another card for the future. So we'll see about that. Knight of Cups reverse. Okay, yeah, I'm going to pull another card. I feel like going like this. Knight of Cups reverse. Okay, I pulled this card for stack 2B, but it was in reverse. So maybe you felt drawn to that stack as well. I don't know. I'm just going to put this right here. So we have the Knight of Cups in reverse and then the Four of Cups upright. Yeah, this makes sense to me. The Four of Cups is all about, it gets considered the boredom card, but it's also about things just kind of happening. So don't be worried about needing to rush. Don't be worried about if things will happen or not. Also, with the Knight of Vials or the Knight of Cups in reverse, this indicates to me that, yeah, as I was saying earlier, things might not end up the way you'd like for them to. Things will turn out differently than you'd expect, but because of this break, this shift that you'll go through right here, you'll realize that with your shifting priorities or with things just being different for whatever reason, that it's actually better now that this change was made so that you don't end up unhappy or unsatisfied with where you were headed before, because it wasn't bad where you were headed before. It's just about tweaking some things, putting certain things into perspective, maybe also putting a greater emphasis on certain areas of your life. So maybe if you've neglected one area of your life, you start focusing on it more now, and that will be something that leads to your creativity. I'm thinking of cups here, creativity or intuition or a monetary success. It just feels like whatever this period is for like 2 to 3 weeks, maybe more, that you are going through now or that you will soon go through, it feels like, yeah, I'm just hearing shifting priorities. I'm almost getting the, what is it? The, what imagery am I getting? Is it the Seven of Wands? Where it's like the person is determined. No, what's the one? Oh, Seven of Wands paired with 10 of Wands energy is the way this also comes across. Which is funny because there's no Wands energy here at all. But with that, kind of energy, it makes me think that, yeah, you'll still have, I think you're very much going to, I think you were in the past busy. You shouldn't be as busy here. You'll be busy later on, but don't force it. It almost seems like instead of spending your time doing so many things, you'll spend your time maybe even doing less, but it will be more helpful for your future outcomes. Does that make sense? You'll spend more time doing less things. So maybe this is also about, again, with the shifting priorities, it could mean no longer doing certain things. Like maybe you have a Pilates class you go to every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I don't know. But then you decide to only go once a week instead so that you can focus on, there's other things you want to do at night, such as meeting up with friends or focusing on a project, a creative project, or like submitting resumes. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's about shifting priorities in that way. It doesn't feel like it's this huge shift, but like it doesn't like on paper appear that it would be a huge shift, but energetically, those shifts will allow you to be more lucky, be open to more opportunity. That's the thing too, with freeing up time in that way, it's like you're more open. Your time is more open, and you're going to also be more open to other possibilities and opportunities that come in for you. Four of Cups is all about literally going with the flow. So during this period of time in the future, you'll be, after this break period, I think too, like when we're so busy working on stuff, once we finally get a break, we realize how we occupy our time so much. We don't really have downtime. So in the future, you'll have a lot more downtime as well. But I just see you being a lot more free and open, and that's where the lightness comes in. You'll be more open, you'll be more free, and you won't worry about time crunches or time frames. You won't worry about things happening or not. You'll just be at ease with where you're at, and you'll have hope. The star is also about hope. You'll have hope that things, as long as you're putting in hard work while also balancing hard work with play and with rest, as long as you're doing all those things, everything will be good. And that will show in your physical environment. An energetic environment. Okay, I want for you to think of a question. Think of a question as you look here. I feel like second to last card I feel like pulling. Okay. So if you haven't thought of your question yet, take some time now to pause and think. But I'm going to give you 5 seconds to do so before I turn this over. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Be assertive. Okay, that's funny. Because I was really talking about not being assertive. But, okay, I want to get another card I'm going to get a tarot card, actually, to clarify that. Because I know what it's meaning, but I just want additional... Look at that. And then we have the 3 of Cups. Yeah, so I feel like be assertive, but not in the way of, like, getting more done. Be assertive in... There's really an emphasis on being around people right now, like getting closer to people, fostering relationships with people. This could be about business connections as well, but also friendships. For some of you, it could be family related, but I feel like it's outside of the bloodline here. It just feels like now's the time to be assertive by directing so much energy toward work, career, working on a project that you have. This could also mean, like, instead of working so much, or, like, you know, exercising so much, I don't know, I'm just trying to think of things. Over here could mean spending more time with friends, connecting with people, connecting with your community at large. And I think that will be very helpful for you. Because I think when you're stuck in, like, doing things, being so independent, it lends to you overworking yourself more and spending less time resting and doing fun things. But when you have an excuse, when you already planned something with other people, then it's like, unless you want to cancel all the time, it's like you should go and do those things. Unless your excuse is, well, I have to work, or I have to work on this project. I will say though, for some of you, this indicates spending more time working on a project, just because the Cups energy is so prevalent here. And if you've been not putting enough time aside to work on something like writing a song, you know, learning an instrument, then Spirit is saying now could be a good time to free up space to do that. But ultimately, there is an emphasis on connecting more with people at large, and I think that will get you out of your bubble. So it's like that expands your opportunities too when you get to meet people. And don't think of it in terms of like a business related thing. Think of it in terms of learning and growing as an individual and how rich and enriched your life will be just from being around other people more. And also it's specifically a time with Be Assertive. It's a time of meeting new people or just getting to know people a lot better. And that feels like it'll be very important for you right now. But okay. Also, Be Assertive. Sorry, I did this with stack 2 as well, stack 2B. I know this is the answer to your question, but I felt like immediately I need to also say what I just said. So Be Assertive, maybe everything I said doesn't really resonate with you, but the Be Assertive relates to what your question was. So sorry about that on that tangent, but also not sorry because I feel like I need to do that. I hope you enjoyed. You can like the video, you can subscribe, you can check out my main ASMR channel, Brittney's ASMR. You can comment down below if you resonate with the stack. Did I say that already? I don't know. You can check out my other timeless pick a card reading and collective reading videos on my channel. And yeah, thank you so much for being here. Bye-bye.